So hello everyone, welcome you all, and today we're gonna discuss about like how maybe like you can do the with OpenSearch, how you can maybe integrate OTel and from tests to action, and like how you can observe your any LLM application with help of that. So starting with like I'm at Soni. Currently, I'm working at Forrester as a senior DevOps engineer. Apart from that, like before that, like I worked at Red Hat. Apart from that, like I'm one of CSM ambassador, speaker, mentor, and more. With me, I have Anshika. So, yep, over to Anshika.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Anshika Tiwari, and I have been working as a cloud support associate in AWS. And apart from that, I have been my background around CI/CD pipelines, Kubernetes, Docker, and mostly toward the observability. So yeah, and I have been also been contributing to some open source community through talks and collaboration. So let's move forward, and let me walk you through what we are going to see today. So here's how we will spend the next 40 minutes. So first of all, why observability even matters for LLM, and the unique challenges these workloads bring. Next, we will see ourselves in the basis of OTel, not the deep technical spec, but what it is and what signal it gives, and why it's become the industry standard. From there, we will look at OTel's capability at depth, traces, matrices, and logs, and help you understand different parts of LLM application. Next, we will explore integration approaches, the quick win with auto-instrumentation, the deeper control you get with SDKs and manual spans. Once we have OTel in our focus, we will talk about why OpenSearch the perfect partner, how it lets you not just collect and actually analyze, act on your telemetry. And then we will put the two of them together, the OpenTelemetry and the OpenSearch, as a full observability pipeline, and show you what that looks like in picture. Of course, we won't stop at theory. We will do a short demo. We will instrument an app, pushes traces through the OTel collector, and watch them light up inside the OpenSearch dashboard. After the demo, we will zoom in our LLM-specific use cases, things like cost monitoring, latency tracking, debugging RAG pipelines, and catching errors before they bite you. So yeah, we will then wrap with some best practices, the lessons you can apply right away, and finally close with key takeaways to bring back to your teams. So let's move forward. So as we are aware, everywhere we look today, the world is running on AI. From chatbot answering your questions, writing your code, to AI model helping doctors to read the scans. It's not the science fiction anymore. It's in our app, in our workflow, even in our weekend hobbies. Also, but, there is a but. But AI is fun until the relative check is the powering the world. It also comes with issues. Models hallucinate, sometimes confidently making things wrong. They speak in latency, they burn token faster than your cloud budget and can handle, and they fail silently. On top of that, deeper you go into running LLMs, the more issues shows up. So see, you can have that, let's make it real. Managing LLM, it's like managing a celebrity. They are powerful, but high maintenance also. So if you look, there must be a memory leak. Suddenly your app eats all of your memory, like Chrome with 100 tabs open. Then there is the cost. Suddenly one day you will be cost a lot of, like you have been using so many tokens and you will be getting a nightmare. Oh my God, I need to pay so much. Then there is scaling LLM. Once you start, it looks all right. But as you move forward, when it comes to scaling, there the issue arises. So yeah, if you look further, there are other issues as well, like expensive CPU. You have been trying to run some your applications, and suddenly at any point of time there might be some condition that your CPU is getting throttled. So there must be many issues when you many challenges that come with the LLM. So what's the solution? LLMs are like the teenagers. They are powerful, but they are unpredictable and expensive as well. So you give them a simple instruction and they will go off a tangent, and they burn such lot of tokens, like it's an unlimited allowances. So you need to take care that how you need to manage your LLM. If we look further, observability is the flashlight in the dark. It helps us understand that why behind the behavior of our LLM, not just the what. Why observability is necessary in LLM? Let's just get specific. LLMs are black boxes. They don't tell you why they took 5 seconds instead of 500 milliseconds. Failure can be silent. The model might time out, but all your app sees in a null response. No error, no clue. And cost? Totally unpredictable. You don't realize a single poorly written code can sometimes cost you a lot. A poorly written your prompt can burn your hundreds of tokens. So this is where the observability comes in LLM. It needs proactive, not reactive observability. It tells you about the end-to-end visibility, your request, your token, and your performances. So here comes the OpenTelemetry. OpenTelemetry, or OTel, it's the second fastest growing project in the CNCF, and not for good reason. OTel gives us vendor-neutral, open standard for instrumentation, which means no matter what your stack is, you are running Python, Java, Node, whatever it may be, OTel goes well with each and everything. There can be an emerging as the default standard for observability. Wide ecosystem. As I mentioned, it can go with any of your languages, any of your tools, any of your apps. It has high quality and portable telemetry to enable effective observability. So think of OTel as the USB-C of an observability. So if you look, if you have some application, and if you are not aware what is running there, it is just a black box. If you are not aware what is going inside your application, sometimes you are getting a lot of cost, why your CPU is spiking, why it is using such a high memory. But OTel gives you your black box a see-through picture so that you can just see what exactly is going within your application. So let me walk you through the OTel capabilities in depth. What does OTel actually give us? It gives us 4 big capabilities. It gives us matrices, logs, traces, profiles, auto-instrumentation. First, matrices. Things like latency, throughput, token, count, GPU utilization. These are perfect for spotting bottlenecks before user complaints. Second, logs give us information about the error, warning, and edge cases. So your application is running, but why is it throwing 504? Why it is showing 404? So you need to know about what is running behind your application. So there, the logs helps you. Then it's traces, which helps in the visualization request flow from prompt, embedding, and to model. Then there's profiles, runtime code level resource utilization, which helps us to identify what exactly is running behind your application. So just imagine that you walk into your house and you have multiple cables, right? For each and every devices, you have lot of cables. So just imagine for your laptop, you are using different cable. For your mobile, you are using different cables. So hassle, how you need to manage all of them together. Now, there is another thing which comes into picture. Let us suppose you want to buy another devices, which also let you to walk into another utility. Like if you want to change your vendor, then you need to buy another USB cable, then it's become very hassle to maintain all of this. But later we can see there comes the USB-C, which is a single port which helps us to connect with multiple devices. Though it became initially very not acceptable by the people, but initially if we look now, we cannot live without that, right? So OTel is something like that only. It's a one way to go to observe all of your applications, whether it's running on Java, Python, or anywhere else. So if you look here, here's how concrete scenario. Tracing a chatbot request, a user types a question, it hits your app, which generates the embedding. Then maybe a retrieval step requires your vector DB. Finally, the LLM will generate the results, and your OpenTelemetry collector will collect all the information from there and let your backend, it might be anything, it can go with your any dashboards. You can use OpenSearch, or whether it's Grafana or anything. So it is compatible with each and everything. So OTel is the best platform to use whenever it's come to observability. Now, next I would request Aditya to please move you further with the.
Yep, sure. So like going forward, if you see here, like, so we have OpenTelemetry collector in the slides. And so what it does basically, so as Anshika already shared, like it's a standard way to maybe have all of the logs, metrics, assets, and profiling if you want to have it. So you can use as a standard tool no matter what, like it can be integrated with open source tools and maybe other tools also. The same way today we're gonna do with the OpenSearch. So let's move with that. And give me just a moment. Should I? Okay, let's leave it. So yep. So let's first focus on like how you can integrate OTel with OpenSearch. Okay, as we already said, like we will be focusing on auto-instrumentation, but what are the ways that can be done? So if you see like what are the instrumentation type that OTel provides, and that can be used with OpenSearch too. So you can see like there are two solutions, or maybe two types of instrumentation it do. The first one is zero-code solutions, and that's called as auto-instrumentation. And after that, we have the code-based solution. So there you have to integrate, maybe like in the code, you have to write like you are trying to integrate the OpenTelemetry solution, something like that. So if we look deeper, like we do have here like the all the OpenTelemetry SDK, and then we have the exporters and everything, and then with the I would say like the auto-instrumentation, it's going from zero-code solution to application, and that's how like I would say like the auto-instrumentation actually works. But when it comes to the code-based solution, we have to integrate any SDK agents or something like that, and that's where like you need to have any API, or you need to integrate other frameworks with it. Okay, so it sounds cool, like maybe like you should go with the zero-code solutions, but when you go deeper inside that, like you will find like, okay, you should have at the same time the zero code solutions, or I would say the auto instrumentation, at the same time manual things also, because you will need a lot of stuff that's going maybe hiding them itself, and then you will need their like the code-based solutions to expose those APIs. Okay. So how you can pair the OTel with OpenSearch? So as we see, like OpenSearch is already the scalable search analytics intelligence. That's what we get with OpenSearch. You do have a lot of ML commas, you have the AI capabilities, vector search, and a lot of things are there. And recently, like MCP has been introduced, so it's going fast. So it is something like it's a warehouse where you can store everything, you can search everything, and that will help you to move forward with all of the data that OTel is giving you. Okay, maybe you have to store some index, you have to query telemetry data, and real time you can just fetch any errors if you are getting something like that. So, and we get a lot of like visual dashboards, or it's again an open source thing that the OpenSearch is. So if you combine the OTel and OpenSearch, it's like the best thing that you will be having. The OTel is there to digest the data. At the same time, OpenSearch is there to maybe locate at the errors. You can go to dashboards and more. So it's the best pair, I would say, to combine them. And another reason like why actually you should combine like the OTel with the OpenSearch is something like, so you have logs, you have metrics, you have traces. At the same time, you always want to have a common attribute. So let me give an example. Let's say you have some logs, and at the same time you wanted to have metrics also. So what if you can have a particular common attribute having combination of all of these three, and instead of looking each of them differently, you can look for that common attribute in OpenSearch, and you will be able to see, okay, so for this particular error or log, I did had on that time, this was latency I was getting, and this was the metrics you can see, so something like that. So even though with OpenSearch, you can do stuff like that. So it's like a therapy to your LLM or your LLM application or any AI app or agents, because it collect the data, it analyze, and then figure it out like why it was moody, because you pushed something and later on like that particular response was stuck and you wanted to figure it out like, okay, so why it was stuck and what was the issue with that. So yep, you can use like OpenSearch for doing all of those research within Hotel. Okay, so let's go through a basic structure, I would say, like how actually it works with any application and how you can integrate the same. So while moving forward, like how the data flow actually works. So if you see, like we do have an application, then whatever from application we do push the traces, whatever we have with auto-instrumentation or maybe with the code. That goes to OpenTelemetry collector, and Hotel send those to the data prepper. So data prepper is like kind of agent, you can say, that actually always go and it pulls the data and it gives it to the OpenSearch UI and maybe like dashboard and itself. So it pushes everything to the OpenSearch cluster, and you can see them on the OpenSearch dashboard, something like that. So yep, it's that easy. And if you see like so many times, like you would be stuck while you're doing this to index the thing, because it's not same what Hotel is reading, what OpenSearch can take it the same way. So you might need to reindex it, or maybe you have to index like how you want to show your data to OpenSearch. So on the time you need to do the indexing also, and then only you will be able to showcase them on the dashboard. So I'll have some screenshots for the demo, like, and I might show you like how I did the indexing and all. So that was that. Let's just go through with this quickly. So this particular slide shows like, so when we talk about here about the data prepper, so when the data actually came from Hotel to OpenSearch, in between data prepper do multiple jobs to like filter the data and push it to the OpenSearch. And basically it clean the data, it filter data, a lot of stuff it do, and how it does that. So if you see here, we do have OpenTelemetry collector that's collecting the data. It's going to Hotel trace source, and I can say it may be the trace pipeline itself. So it's having a buffer. So it's like maybe you are sending a lot of data, so it will create a buffer, and accordingly, it will send chunks of data instead of sending everything at once. Because if something fails on that time, you might need to restart the same process, and it might stuck. So that there's a buffer at each step, if you see here. And then we have pipeline sync. So now this pipeline have two steps going forward. The first one is the raw pipeline, and then second one is the I would say service map pipeline. So if you see the first one, let's talk about the first one. So the first one mainly go with the trace row processor, and then it goes to the open source sync. So what it means basically, so whatever traces you are passing, or maybe whatever things you are having, so it first go from each and every data, and it actually check all of those data, and it's stored to the OpenSearch sync. And later on, the service map pipeline, it creates an actual map to your data. Like as I said before, like you had logs, you have metrics, you have traces. So how those can be aligned with each other, and that's how like it goes for the next step to sync the data to the OpenSearch. So yep, once that is done, it will move forward to the next step, and that is like the data will be gone to the OpenSearch, and you can view it on the dashboards. Okay, so moving forward, maybe let's go with the actual snippets that I had used for the demo, and maybe I'll show you the demo then. So for this one, like what I did is like I do had a lot of stuff here, maybe as I said about the data prepper. So there are a lot of containers that was running, and I just wrote Docker PS command. So if you see here, we do have a Docker data prepper container. One of is the Hotel collector. At the same time, we do have here one of the application, that was the LLM application. And what it was actually doing is, so we do have that application. Actually, you can give some prompts, let's say write a simple code, something like that, and with help of GPT-4o or something. And you get options also, which particular model you want to choose. So it will give you the results accordingly. So maybe you can have, basically you can summarize a particular text, you can go with the code, or more on that. So this particular application is running. And apart from that, we do have here OpenSearch dashboards. So I'm using currently 2.11 version for the same. So yep, that's one. If you talk about this particular file, so this is the particular file from coming from that particular application that I talked about, and here it's where I have used the OpenTelemetry information to take all of the logs to my particular, I would say, um, OpenSearch. So this kind of solution, I would say, it's having auto-instrumentation. At the same time, I'm using some of the things to take from the code level itself because it was LLM, so it was like a mixed kind of solution, you can say. And if you talk here, so it's I created a auto-init file, so it's actually basically initializing all of the configuration for your hotel application, maybe your data prepper configuration and how that indexing should work, something like that. So it's taking all of those. If we go there later on, so we will find here like hotel collector config. So in this collector config, we are just giving them like how or what kind of stuff that hotel collector should take. So here I have given some attributes to take. So maybe like LLM request model, and maybe like another attribute you can say is from like maybe Gen AI request. So whatever request is your AI would make, something like that. And if you see here exporter, so we are exporting everything to the data prepper at 21890 port. So once that will be exported, data prepper would have its own configuration. That's I can show you here. So it will take all of those data that's coming in, it will sync, and it will go throughout the OpenSearch dashboard. But if you see here like the data prepper configurations, so that's where like we have defined one of the processor here for row and groups basically, and I'm passing to that one of the node that I'm having for OpenSearch, and from where there like currently there is no username password, but if you want you can have that more secure. So let's come to maybe the index template that I was talking about before. So in this one, like you have to define like how your dashboard should look like and how that indexing should be working from all of the data that is came to your indices to the dashboard, something like that. So you can have maybe your span ID or parent ID or everything would be there, and accordingly it will show you on the dashboards. Okay, so yep, that's all for the snips. Maybe let's jump to the demo quickly. So you can, okay, let's switch. Okay, so yep, if you see here, so this is the particular application I was talking about, and we do have here one particular LLM observability demo, and in this like I have include hotel with OpenSearch. So if you come here, like we do have here the particular models that's available, and you can maybe set the temperature on which how much like quality you need from your response. Also, I'm showcasing like how your recent request is behaving, how much tokens it's taking, how much duration the latency it's taking for each and every request. We will make some real request here to maybe create some of the, I would say, responses here, so that accordingly we can see like how much latency it's making. So it summarizes with this particular thing that I have showed, like I have given the whole definition, and it's summarizing in the minimal code that we want to have. So for this one, it's generating a code, and I'm just asking him maybe write a simple code in Python or something like that. So let's see how it works. I'm not sure like if this would work well because it's having not the good GPT model, but yeah, it may write some hello world or something like code for you if needed. Okay, so like because this is a sample application I created for generating some logs, and then so we can check like how what kind of logs this Autel can take from it, and then we can sync in OpenSearch. So yep, I guess this is all from this application. Let's move to the OpenSearch dashboard itself and how it's working. So if you see, I changed the model to the Claude 3 sonnets, and accordingly we will see the recent request success and the particular latency it took to give us the things. Maybe let's jump to the OpenSearch dashboard and where we can look forward to more things. Okay, so in OpenSearch dashboard, if you see here, I just sync all of the data, and now if you go to dashboards, there is a dashboard that I created, and if you go to maybe last 24 hours, you can see like how what kind of things that we are getting from directly the application. So there's some maybe what are the attributes that we have already stored and we are taking from the application. You can check all of them. You can maybe create some filters over here. You can go to like how much average request time it's taking, and which kind of model that it's using. So sometimes it's OpenAI, sometimes it's Anthropic, something like that. So it can show you those distributions also. And later on, maybe you can move forward with the how much what it average time that it took to your request. So that's that. And if we come below, so we can maybe look forward more towards all of the token uses, like how much token it was using. So if your request is having more things, then token uses will be more. So that's how like auto-instrumentation and autel can help you a lot, maybe to dig inside your AI or LLM application. And if you go more deeper, then you can maybe go and discover the logs. So you have to just select the indices, correct indices, and you have to just look forward to what actual stuff you're looking for. Let's say if you're looking for your traces, you're looking for which kind of model you're using, which key you're using, something like that. So you can obviously like always come here and check each and every request or maybe every test, how it's behaving. So that way it would be easier for you to check it out so deeper. And if you want like go inside or maybe if you want to filter it out something, so here you can, it's a OpenSearch ability, I would say. So in OpenSearch, it shows like how top 5 values or top 5 results, what it have synced. So you can check it out from directly all of the values or variables you are getting sync. So that's all from this demo side. Maybe let's move forward, like how you can extend the same thing for other use cases, and maybe if you move forward, like what are the other things that can be included in these kind of scenarios. So if you see like the use case side, so uh, there can be a lot of use cases that maybe you can go forward with the, you can check for the how much matrices your token are used, or if your LLM is giving you wrong responses, is stuck. At the same time, it's taking a lot of cost. So you can look deeper into that, and maybe you can go with the common attribute for deeper insights, and that would help you to look forward more detailed things. And maybe let's move forward to best practices. So you should always go with the semantic conversations. So it's like whatever LLM prompt you are getting, LLM response you are taking, so accordingly you should take the next steps for doing more deeper analysis. And you should go with the sample traces to reduce the cost, instead of you are passing a lot of data and then that's becoming complex when you're trying to search something. Or you can secure the OLTP endpoints, so OTLP endpoints. So it's something when OpenTelemetry collector sends data to data prepper, at the same time from data prepper it's coming to OpenSearch. So those endpoints should be secure, because if something in between happens and security breach happens, and data can go somewhere else too, and they can snatch it. Uh, Apart from that, what are the other stuff that can be integrated or what's coming in future? So that can actually help you. So there's the OpenSearch catalog. There's directly, if you see like Autel collector or OpenTelemetry is already available there. It's not that advanced because it actually shows some demo or something, but still like the work is going on as far I have seen, and you can maybe check it out. And if you want to give it a try, like how Autel actually works, this will help you, because it actually creates all of the indices of the logs for you, and it actually helps you to go through with that. So you have to go in the catalog and maybe like search and start doing this. Other thing is the profiling. So we did today like the auto instrumentation, but apart from that, if you want to go deeper into your traces, so let's say a particular trace, how much CPU it's using, how much CO2, or how much cost it's using for particular traces. So you can enable profiling with Autel, and that's coming with eBPF, so that's there. So you can maybe integrate that, and it actually helps you to pinpoint exactly what part of your code is draining resources, or maybe causing latency or hurting the performance. Apart from that, there is another open source library that has been introduced, OpenLIT. So yep, you can try it out too. It's so cool for all of the LLM applications are there. So it's again open source thing, and you can maybe start the same way, the way we integrated OpenTelemetry. You can integrate OpenLIT, and you can send the maybe logs and everything to OpenSearch, and it would work so fine. So here I just took a simple example like how it works. So you can have your OpenLIT SDK. At the same time, you can send your traces, matrices, and everything to OTel, and OTel will store, like it will send the data to OpenSearch itself. So instead of like maybe like it will create more things more deeply, because this is something OpenLIT is created only for the LLM applications, and it would only need to do is you have to, in the same code you wanted to like maybe have the deeper insight, you have to import the OpenLIT library. That's it, and it would work fine. And the more thing I would say, like the again, OTel is the standard, open standard for observability. So there is no restrictions. There is nothing blocking you using it. So it's so doing that thing. Again, OpenSearch is the analytics powerhouse. That's again all we know. So you can actually use it to analyze and have the things very clearly. Again, you should start small with the auto-instrumentation and scale up later, and maybe you can have a combination of the two things, like auto-instrumentation at the same time. You can have some manual stuff inside your code to have better visibility. And obviously, don't let your LLM ghost you. Traces before it traces you. So, yep, that's all about this talk. And you can connect us on LinkedIn, or we are here to discuss more. Thank you.